Yeah, everything seems to be working fine. Coming to you live from Pennsylvania.
I'm riding with my RV, wherever I want to be. Cause I'm free in my RV. Yeah.
I clicked too soon. Coming to you live from Pennsylvania. I don't know exactly the name of this town, but anyway, hello everybody and happy Friday. And well, we got someone coming in. Maybe it's time for the outside. Oh, huge fifth wheel too. By the way, this is the view outside. We are located somewhere near the confluence of three states: New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And let's see if they know how to back in that big fifth wheel. There she goes with the golf cart, and behind her, um, there it is. I have no idea where they're going, but we should concentrate on us, right? What we're doing here, and not spy on our unsuspecting neighbors. Jen on Wheels, happy Friday, the RV, DJ, Natalie Driscoll, Robin Minkler, Girl Driver from Key West. All right. We're overdue for a trip to Key West. If you give members, oh, I forgot to shave. If you give memberships today, I would like one. Well, I have no control over who gets the membership, but I'm gonna give some of those today. William Irizarry, hello, Robert Ely, mom from from Ecuador. Okay, maybe I should read like the whole thing, right? Robert Ely, mom, and fellow Pelican heads around the world. Happy Friday from Ecuador. I would love to go to Ecuador, man. Guayaquil, Quito, see that monument. You know that if you stand over, there's no shadow on the solstice or at noon. Daniel Ruiz, thank you for that super chat. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Same to you. Same to you, Daniel. Um, hey, Reming Pasión. Good evening to you. Or good morning, rather. Happy Friday, traveling Robert Elena Sanchez and fellow Pelican heads from Ottawa. Happy Friday from Ottawa. Did you copy and paste twice? Natalie Driscoll from Down Under is here. And Patrick Ross from the shores of Puget Sound. That's near Seattle, right? Kelly Brock, hi, Kelly and Carlos. See you Wednesday at the show. Hey, Carlos and Kelly and Carlos. We'll see you at the show. Um, from Long Island, Miss Amanda, Big Jim Slade, getting ready for some cooler weather this weekend. Yeah, it's gonna go down here where we are, not in Hershey. Hershey's gonna be a little. It's gonna be like 48, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Did he finally park that thing? But they're off, and anyway, that's where we are. And I'm having actually, I have a bunch of IPAs in there, and I'm not gonna buy a new IPA until I finish or until I get to Trugs, whichever comes first. This is Mountain Hopper India Pale Ale from Bahaba. Obviously, I got this in Maine. I mean, we stayed a lot of time in Maine. It's been a long trip overall. Cheers, everybody. Jeffrey McCommon, Madrid was interesting history. Oh, and wait till you see the next video. Um, Leslie Evans Company in Bayfield, Wisconsin, just left behind Michigan. And I just realized, I thought the Spain series was gonna be short videos. I just finished editing Toledo this morning, which is this Sunday's video. It's almost 50 minutes. And I thought, all these cities that we only did like a day or so, we're gonna be short. We're gonna be we're gonna be watching Spain videos for a while, but there you go. Good evening, Mr. Christopher Olsen from the great land of Sweden. It's been hot this week in San Jose. Luckily, I have a pool about 100 feet away from my front door. Hey, lucky you. Lucky you. I had a pool once and one of those above ground ones, but it was a pain uh, to maintain. So eventually, I dismantled. Mr. CLT, that sucks, Robert. You had a subpar van in Spain. Well, it is what it is. I mean, my there were two things. Everything else was easy to cope with. The main thing was the defective toilet, which was stressful until we managed to get it not fixed, but kind of mended. Like he rigged it. The guy in Malaga. I mean, and then it just didn't fill up necessarily. It just stunk, which just stunk the whole way. I don't know that whatever tabs they gave us for the toilet were no good. Um, and then the second thing was my fault because I knew we were not gonna have an air conditioner. This trip was originally intended for like April, and it ended up being in June, so it was too hot. I knew the van wasn't gonna have air conditioning. I just thought it was gonna be cool enough at night for it not to be a problem. But yeah, RVs are like greenhouses. If the sun hits them, RVs and cars, as you probably know, if the sun hits it, it gets hot. I wonder how many of those new motorized RVs use the shower head to flush the toilet. It's actually rather efficient, if you think about it. 50 minutes. How many hard drives did you bring to Spain? Two, actually. And I'm on, let me show you. I'm on hard drive number 33 right now, the magic number. And this is from 2018 on. So over the past 6 years, I've used 33 of this 5 terabyte hard drive. I think some of them are 4 terabyte. And I just ordered one. It's going to arrive in Hershey tomorrow because I have less than a terabyte in this one. So I don't want to run out. Especially the GoPro that goes on the roof, which is this old GoPro, which by the way, these things, it's GoPro 13 just came out. And it comes built in with a magnetic waterproof power connector. I'm tempted for the next trip. I'm not gonna buy it now because Armando Correa, thank you for that super chat. Hey, Robert and Eli and Mom, I've been very busy working, but still watching your videos and live show the next day. See you Thursday at Hershey. See you at Hershey, man. You know where we're gonna be. It's no, we're not gonna do an official announcement or anything like that. We're just gonna be there. We're gonna show up and have a great time, and looking forward to seeing you and your wife. Samuel Bruce, thank you for that super chat. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, we're gonna give out. If let me see if this works because I'm gonna give out certain memberships. We're gonna give out 10 memberships. Who gets the membership? I have no control over, but I hope to have 10 new Chief Pelican heads here in the next 30 seconds. Here we go. JC Denton, Robert, I'm not from the USA and do not understand how you're not afraid of walking in US cities. Looks so criminal. Really don't understand how it works. Need really check areas. It's a different world from what you hear in the news and what it is in reality. And it's never as bad as what you hear. That's in my experience of traveling almost full time for a how many years? 6, almost 7 years. So yeah, I know everybody told me don't go to Chicago. It's horrible. I had a great time in Chicago. Don't go to New York. It's horrible. We had a great time in New York. So just don't go to the bad areas. Use your common sense. Be on the lookout. You know, if someone approaches you to try to offer you something, Just a firm no, and that works in every city in the world. Everybody understands no. Just go no, and just go away. Generally speaking. Hard drive. Do you have them all backed up on the cloud or just local storage? Now it would be prohibitively expensive to back them up on the cloud. So Remin Pasión, welcome to Chief Pelican Head, Raúl Medina, Ed in Ohio, Kent Fry, Jerry Bell, Amanda J, Jeremy Weiser, Leslie Evans, and Samuel Bruce. Welcome to Chief Pelican Head. and unfortunately, Mark Drenning didn't get one. He really wanted one. He'll get one next month. Linda and Gary D, thank you for that super chat. Have a perpetual IPA at Trugs on us. Thank you, thank you. That's a really good IPA. We're going to miss seeing you and Ely this year. We're showing at the Hummelstown Arts and Crafts Festival on the same weekend. You know, it sucks when things happen at the same time, right? Which is the same thing that usually happens with the Tampa RV show and the Quartzsite RV show. So anyway, trailer traveling, celebrating 33 months. 33 is the magic number as a Chief Pelican Head. Thank you. And those who wonder also became a Chief Pelican Head. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great. Hey, Red Jaguar. Hello to my friend, Mr. Traveling Rover, and my Pelican Head family. Hey, Herbie, are you going to be at the Hershey show? I mean, we've seen each other almost at every Hershey show, so hope to see you there. Miss Amanda J, wow, Pelican Head membership. I'm so excited. I know it was a random selection, but thank you, Robert. No, you're welcome. It's YouTube and it's in the Google Meta in there. No, Meta is not Google. Google is Alphabet, right? In their wisdom. And Jim in DC celebrating 41 months as a Chief Pelican Head. Mr. Jim in DC, Mr. GPS, great places seen. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome new Pelican Heads. Well, look, I'm gonna be giving them away probably every time on the first week of the month, and I hope you enjoy the perks. I mean, they're not going to be. I mean, the perks are mainly when we're traveling a lot, as you get almost daily updates of exactly where we are, that kind of thing, and we'll see. Maybe we should do like a virtual meetup at some point, and do like a Zoom meeting with all the Pelican heads and all the Patreons, and that would be cool. Samuel Bruce, thank you for that super chat. Thank you so much. I should have a sip every time someone does a super chat. Mark DiBiasio, hey, how you doing? Greetings from Toronto. Miss your live chat past 2 weeks. Love watching your videos on Spain. Yeah, we had such a great time in Spain, and I wish I could edit them quicker, so I could put out all this content. There's so much. There's so much. Amanda J, we won't be able to make it to Hershey. My boyfriend just went back to work after a long recovery from spinal surgery, so we're thinking of making the pilgrimage to Florida for our first RV show. Well, if Florida is arguably even better than Hershey. I mean, it's hard to compare both. They're apples and oranges. Florida is more like showy, like I don't know if you remember no, not remember, but like for example, in Vegas, every January they have the Consumer Electronics Show, CES. Well, or like 20 years ago, we saw the first LEDs TVs, and now they're like commonplace. And you always get to see the latest technology that we won't see for years. Like 2 years ago, Winnebago debuted the ERV, something that it's probably not gonna happen like for sale to the public for another 5-10 years. Who knows? I don't know if it was only a concept, or that Airstream that parked itself. Those things. Anyway, are you coming to Hershey, Pennsylvania, Robert Raphael Yakapin? Yeah, we're on the way. We're actually already in Pennsylvania, and we're just staying here for a little bit. I mean, our stay here, we're staying at the tri-state state line where Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey, they share one point in common. Um, and I totally lost my train of thought. I looked at Ely, and she. Oh, the History Pilgrim, Robert, is a bit out of the way and rustic, but be sure to check out Baxter State Park in Maine someday. We did. We just did. We didn't do any of the hikes. The thing with Baxter, if you want to hike like a section of the AT, the Appalachian Trail, or go, not even to the to Mount Katahdin all the way, you need to reserve your spot at the parking lot. So it's like we just did a drive around the park. Yeah, we had some beautiful views of Mount Katahdin and all that. But anyway, Look It Up Productions is here. Sue, by the way, Sue, happy birthday! Happy birthday! I know it's Sue's birthday, so everybody wish her happy birthday here on the live stream. Are you in Port Jarvis? I have no idea where I am, to be honest. And since I don't have anything to hide, I'm gonna give you my location. We're at a town called Matamoras, not Matamoros, Mexico, but Matamoras, like as if it was like a female Matamoros, uh, Matamoras, Pennsylvania. Actually, yeah, I'm across the river from Port Jarvis. Yeah, I just looking at the thing here. So yeah. What's the IPA for today? Well, I have like a stock of IPAs in that fridge, so I'm not gonna buy any until I get to Trugs. This is in from Bar Harbor, Maine, Mountain Hopper India Pale Ale. At some point, I have to do like a deal with one of these breweries, right? JC Denton, what do you think about the convenience to traveling in the US and in Europe, for example, by RV? I mean, and where quality of food is better, by your opinion, as experienced traveler? No, hands down, Europe. The quality of food is better. I mean, you stop at a rest area in Europe. I mean, here you get the turnpike. You get KFC, maybe Burger King, maybe if you get lucky, Chipotle. Over there is like it's a cafeteria style, but it's like a proper restaurant where you get like you can get a steak and beans and like real food, and that's the main difference. And pretty much even if you go to the supermarket, it's same product, and it's the same with Canada, by the way, the same product. In here, it may have 20 grams of sugar. In Canada, it will have 10. In Spain, it will have 5. I'm just going off the top of my head here. So now, as far as the convenience, nowhere in the world is life as comfortable as in the United States. Our RVs are far more comfortable in that sense. Larger, it's tanks, air conditioner. I mean, I'm sure in Europe you can get a luxury RV that has all the bells and whistles. But generally speaking, I'm talking generalizing. Um, it's camping particularly is more comfortable. And the RVs are bigger, slide outs, large black tanks, that kind of thing. The cassette toilet, I'm still not a fan of. I'm thinking bring your own RV to Europe. I'm thinking about it at some point. Maybe something that is compatible with Europe, for example, if I since I'm working with Winnebago, maybe a Winnebago Echo on the Sprinter chassis, which in Europe, believe it or not, diesel is almost more ubiquitous than gas. Uh, You should check out Dumble if you want luxury RV in Europe. They're huge. Well, I saw actually had German license plates. We saw it in the south in Saler, Playa del Saler near Valencia. We stayed at this RV park, which they were super eco-friendly. They all their power was from solar, so they could only give us 3 amps. So I'm like, sure, yeah, 3 amps. All I need to do is like charge our batteries and our phones, right? I'm on that RV park. It's like an American Class A. I even think it had a slide. I mean, but yeah, yeah. I've seen some of those European RVs that are like super super luxurious. And NASCAR fan 43, hi Robert, love traveling and love watching your videos. Hope to meet you someday. Well, if you come into the Hershey RV show, yep. Mercedes RVs, super RVs. Yeah, I'm really hoping to get into a Winnebago View at some point. USA, the best RV system, should I say, in the world? I don't. For the USA, I mean, this is the thing. It's like with everything electricity, it has to be compatible, right? I could bring an American RV into Europe, and then where am I gonna dump my black tank? It's a different system. So in Europe, you have to use either cassette toilet, which is fine. I mean, it's just you I guess you get used to it. I mean, millions of people in Europe use them every day, so or composting or something else. They have a garage in the back where you put a smart cart or mini. That's incredible. I know people who have like huge toy haulers here that could probably do that. Well, you know, big truck, big travels. They have a semi truck, and they tow this huge. I think it's like a 40. It's like a 30 foot fifth wheel, and then in between the semi and the fifth wheel, they have a smart car. So I guess that's the way to do it if you want to go big. Everybody say hello to my mom. Hello, everyone. Happy weekend and lots of blessings. Love, mom. Say hello to my mom. If the toilet and air conditioner work, the sky is the limit. Yeah, right. Yeah, those were the two things. Everything else we enjoyed. I mean, we were able to park it almost everywhere, and the great thing in Spain, and I think it's this is the case in most of Europe, something that we've lost in the United States is the ability to boondock in so many places right on the coast. It used to be that you could boondock pretty much at any pull out on the Pacific Coast Highway in California and Oregon, and they cracked down on that, and you're no longer allowed to do that. Well, on the coast of the Mediterranean, you can still do that. You're gonna see these future episodes. We found some great spots. I mean, I'm talking great spots, right on the Med. I mean, like, I don't know, 20 meters from the coast. You see, I'm not talking metric when I talk in Spain. Go figure. Jose Sanchez, I mean, Joe Sanchez, thank you for that super chat. You should do a brewery tour next time you're in Vermont. We have amazing breweries. I'm having River Roost IPA, Mas Verde. Cheers, Robert. Hey, cheers, Joe. And we visited a few breweries when we were in Vermont in 2021. And yeah, we enjoyed that a lot. Rafael Yakaping, is your U.S. flag is fall in Perry, Florida, Robert? Nope. I put away the flag when I'm not there. A fallen flag would not be a good thing. Janet Vaughn, my spouse now sings your theme song when we start our road trips. That's great. I'm writing. Oh, there's going to be an Easter egg at the end of the Toledo video this Sunday. Mark DiBiasio, I agree about the food being better in Europe when on the road. Italy has these rest stops called Autogrill that have great food like pasta, etc. And your use of burgers and fries like in the US and Canada. Yeah, it's more like I think And there's a place for, I mean, there's McDonald's, Burger King, I mean, even Tim Hortons. There's Tim Hortons that you saw. There's Tim Hortons from Canada in the middle of Gran Via, Madrid. And even in Toledo there was McDonald's, Burger King, and Coca-Cola signs everywhere. I mean, it's incredible the global reach that all these brands have. um and I think they do it. I remember Burger King was like, let's go to Burger King, like the American place. It's like eating, foreign food, I guess. So hold on. I scrolled down over something and I want to read it. Raul Medina, visit Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. They have a train ride. You can play the train song. Pum, 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 pum. Yeah, I have it on my map as one of the points of interest. And we may visit it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Leslie Evans, I'm wondering, Robert, where and how do you dump your cassette toilet in Europe? This is the thing, and this is a great thing. I'm going back and forth here between criticizing and praising, and that's the way most things are in life, right? Um, Almost every town. I mean, where Ili's family lives, a small town in the Alicante area. I mean, it's like this. They have something called Área de Autocaravanas, which is like area for RVs, auto caravans, and pretty much 90% of these parking is their parking lots. They don't have power or anything like that, but all of them have a place so you can dump your cassette toilet. It's usually, sometimes it's just a large grate on the ground. Sometimes it's a hole, or something that looks like an oversized aluminum sink, and that's where you dump it. And then they usually have something where you can rinse and whatnot. But they're ubiquitous in Spain, at least. They're everywhere. What I found, like in Finland and Europe, they have them too, but not two of them are the same. In Spain, it's a little more standardized, but yeah, they have them everywhere. It's uh, it's very easy to find, and there are a couple of apps, and I can't remember right now. Actually, the best one was just Google Área de Autocaravanas, and they'll pop up in every single town, which is spelled out area and autocaravana, like caravan with an E at the end. The trail traveling mom must have loved the video with the old neighborhood. Yeah, that was her favorite Madrid video for sure. Patrick Bourgeois, thank you for that super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And cheers. Mm. Rafael Munoz, you haven't done much in West Virginia and Nebraska. I've done quite a bit actually. I've done more in West Virginia and Nebraska than I've done in Delaware or Maryland, for example. But I love West Virginia. Some of the nicest people. I mean, same with Maine, by the way. Some of the nicest people I've ever met were in West Virginia. And I've done, the New River Gorge. I've done a couple of things. The capital. Uh, Robert, have you already eaten the famous Philly steak sandwich? Actually, 6 years ago, when we were in, no, was it six? Yeah, when we were in Philadelphia, we went to Gino's at the recommendation of our friend and Nestore, Rob Nestore, who kind of stalked us when we were in Philadelphia. But it was a great opportunity to get to meet him and see Philadelphia from an insider's perspective. He took us to Gino's, and we had the cheese with cheese with, I think that's what they call it, and it was great. You should go and visit an RV show in Europe. Could be fun. I just realized that I think it's next week or this week is Caravan Salon. Caravan Salon. I've been wanting to go to Caravan Salon for a long time, so I'm gonna make it a point next year. I think it's right before or after Hershey. We're going to Caravan Salon. I have to figure out if there's like a media pass that I could get like we do here in the US. Darlene Barcelo, where are you today? Well, we are in a town called Matamoros, Pennsylvania, which is across the river from Port Jervis, New York. We're right at the confluence of the three states, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And yeah, just here it's a utilitarian state more than anything. We haven't even unhitched. We just been working, getting things done with wit. Thank you, Mr. Brody, 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 Brody. We missed you at the NJ24, man. Um, Papa Smurf, hello there, Papa Smurf. How many lobster rolls do you consume in New England? I estimate eight, but it may have been six. Actually, the last one was the most original, which was a lobster roll BLT, which was more like a burger. You know, it kind of looked like a burger, and that was I forget the name of the place. It was like 2 days ago. The best one was
Tavern, no, the Sunken Tavern, something tavern.
yeah, something tavern. The best one was on the other side of Acadia.
Lookout Tavern.
Lookout Tavern, yeah, that was it. And that was in Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, that was in Martha's Vineyard. But I would say the best one, if I could find Bar Harbor here on the map, was near was right next to the RV park. Trace's Seafood, and that's near the Scudic Point. That's near Scudic Point. That was the best, hands down. I mean, and it was probably the cheapest. Yeah, they had a special. Like, yeah, usually it's like almost $30 for a lobster roll. This was like
Two for 20.
two for $20, and we just had four lobster rolls, too warm, too cold, and that was actually the best and the cheapest. So if you're ever on US 1 going east, there Tracy's Seafood, not a sponsor, best lobster roll in Maine. Michelle K, my cat turned the computer off. Maybe your cat doesn't like me. The History Pilgrim. Robert, if you visit Massachusetts again, be sure to visit Hammond Castle in Gloucester, like visiting Europe. Yeah, I do have it on my stars here. Just it's one of those things. We'll be back. We'll be back. Sherry Lindgren, happy Friday. Saludos from Tampa. Maxine Oliver, oh, that's a great area that you're in, Robert, especially in the fall. Christopher Olson, if you know Matt's RV, could you ask him about Media Pass? I think he went to the largest show in Germany and Europe twice. Yes, I spoke about it with him uh, last year or a couple of years ago, and I'm sure I'll see him at the Hershey show, and I'm gonna ask him. Otherwise, I'll just go like a customer and pay. I'm sure I'll just film like another visitor. After Hershey, are you heading home with a detour? We're going back to Starbase. No, what I call it, the space dock, because Starship needs some maintenance, some work done, and then we're going to a wedding in northern Georgia. Then we're going to Pelicam to mow the lawn, and then we're going down to Miami, and we're gonna stay in Florida for the rest of the year. Natalie Driscoll celebrating 44 months as a chief Pelican head. We only know how to RV in the USA. When people say different names for things here, it's all foreign to me. LOL. Well, you know what? If we ever do, and it's on the short list, go to RV in Australia. No, we'll teach you all the nomenclature. Did you have any good clam chowder? Actually, the best was actually a lobster stew that we had. It was the easternmost point in the U.S. Well, Lubbock, no? Is that Lubbock? In Lubbock. And I'm gonna tell you the name of the spot where we had the best. Is the Wharf, I think it was called something Wharf, and The inn on the wharf, and the restaurant is called Fisherman's Wharf Seafood. It was like a chowder, but it was full of lobster, like great lobster, like pieces of lobster, like lazy lobster. You don't have to like crack anything. Amazing. You miss the old Kia, Robert? I miss the cassette deck, but let's face it, you get used to technology really quick. Like for example, with the Fiat Ducato in Spain, I really missed having a backup camera, and I never had a backup camera before the Colorado, right? So it's all William Brody, the double Hennessy on the rocks, please. Well, I like the Hennessy, but not on the rocks. But yeah, good taste, man. Ed in Ohio might be me, but it's hard to find red Manhattan chowder in the Midwest. It could be, it's tomato based. Yeah, I know, Travel Dreamer Fatima. Yeah, lazy lobster. That's what they call it, right? Lazy lobster when it comes out of the shell already. I think that's what they call it. Lobsters Too by Robin Minkler. Yeah, that was a highlight for sure. And the other highlight was the boat ride. We got a free boat ride. Jim in the Sea. If you go down under, you'll have to make new music for the with the didgeridoo. I know it might have to be like backwards, right? Isn't there like toilets flush in the opposite direction down there? That's what I read. I don't know. It could be, and the stars are different. That one is a fact. Um, Robert, Oliver DeVries looks like Winnebago is in Europe with a Revel. You should ask them to sponsor your next European trip. Hey, if they give me a Revel, I'll cope. It's it's probably a little smaller than the camper van that I got this time around, but we'll get acquainted with it. Best clam chowder in California is at Bodega Bay at Spot Point Crab Company. We had one, but it wasn't at Bodega Bay. It was at Half Moon Bay, which was really good, actually. We've had a couple of clam chowders in California. And yeah, they're. By the way, Beth Kramer, thank you for that super chat. Have a great week, and thank you. Remy Pasión, whenever I see a Kia Sorrento, I always thought of Robert Old Kia. And let me tell you something, you don't see him as much anymore here in the States. But whenever when I see one once in a while, I'm like, yeah, old Kia, man. Are you coming to Washington D.C., Robert? Not on this particular trip. I don't think we're gonna make it to Washington D.C. The wharf is on the list. Yep, do it. How many miles on Starship now? You've covered a lot of miles in the last couple of years. It's at 72, 73. It's kind of due for an oil change. I might do an oil change tomorrow or the day after tomorrow in the Hershey area. Otherwise, I'll wait for North Carolina for Space Dock. Wempner Wanderings, thank you for that super chat. And it is your third super chat on a live stream, so thank you so much. DM Bowie, hey Robert, when you went to New Orleans, did it feel very dangerous? People were afraid to go. You always see certain characters here and there that you're like, I'll keep my eyes open, but not really. Not really. I mean, it's the same way you feel in every big city in the world. I think you have to keep your eyes open and you know keep your eyes open. That's the main. We we didn't feel at any point did we feel like we shouldn't be there. Hey Robert, when you went to New Orleans, okay, that's the one I just read. Never mind. Did you go? A didgeridoo is a different form of Lou. It is. Now I don't want to play it anymore. um, I wish Winnebago would use the Ford chassis for their Class B RV. You know, I hear it's I think it's a great platform. The Raul Medina says New Orleans always feels dangerous. It's like, you know what? When I was in Barcelona a few years ago, it felt the same amount of danger. You see people loitering in the corners, like you don't know what they are loitering for. Boston but was like that. Yeah, exactly. Boston was like that too, and you don't know. Was someone just lingering in a corner while waiting for you to make the maybe they're just bored, in the corner. It's I've learned not to be afraid, but to be cautious, and that's the best advice I could give everybody. I mean, I'm not gonna stop enjoying New Orleans because it may be some parts may be a little sketchy. Yeah, you see, and especially if you go there in the morning, you see people sleeping in the street that they're probably drunk from the previous night. And well, it's just people. I mean, it's not a sightly thing to see, but they're just people drunk from the previous night. Jim Foster, how did Robert, Ilya, and Alma? I'm finally done driving and getting the trailer open, so Sonia is now under supervision. Good thing, man. Yeah, supervise Sonia all the time. Mark Z. Hammer, I go up to Bodega Bay 3 or 4 times a year just for the chowder. I want to go back. There's not a whole lot of RV parking in Bodega Bay, so we have to park somewhere else and drive there. William Brody, Brody, a drink on me. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wempner Wanderings, love your videos. Thank you. Jim in DC, take your time. I'm keeping the wharf warm for you. You could do a mini tiny lounge stage show there. I've got some cables. I know you do. I know you do. Probably without you, we wouldn't have been able. Without you and Rob on the road, we all joined forces. We wouldn't be able to do the mini tiny lounge that we did in at NJ24. Traveling Robert, what did you do when you were in Connecticut? I haven't really done much in Connecticut, to be honest about it. We went to New London and took the ferry to Long Island, and we had a relatively, actually, a very bad experience at Pepe's Pizza. So, Connecticut is one of, I mean, New London was lovely. So, anyway, it's one of those places that we must revisit at some point. The young RVers in New Orleans, you just stay where the big crowds are, and you'll be fine. Yeah, and I love New Orleans. It's such great music everywhere. It's like Nashville in that sense. It's music everywhere, and I'm a musician. I love music. Dylan Reynolds, hey everybody, how y'all doing today? Robert, hey Dylan, I got your message on the speak pipe, but I didn't record a podcast today, so I'll play it back on the next week's podcast. Young Dave, Australians always tell visitors to beware of drop bears. I didn't see one either time I visited. Kind of disappointed. There you go. Hey, as long as I get to see a kangaroo, I'll be good. And by the way, I hear kangaroo is delicious too. So I mean, I feel kind of sad, eating one, but if it is on the menu, I might try it. What part of the country have you felt is the safest? Actually, Maine was pretty safe, but in general, is the most rural areas. Nothing's gonna. I mean, I've heard anecdotal things like, yeah, because okay, Quartzsite doesn't count as rural, like rural. Like there's being anecdotal evidence of. I mean, anecdotal rumors of burglary in Quartzsite. So it's a lot of people there. But like if you're boondocking at Valley of the Gods, nothing's gonna happen to you. I mean, you're more likely to get stung by a scorpion than someone breaking into your RV. Could happen. Could happen anywhere. So, but as far as cities, As far as urban areas, I felt Kansas City was one of the felt so safe. I felt Kansas City was probably one of the safest city I felt at. Maybe it's an illusion. I wasn't just in a part of town that was like really good. I don't know. And like the main parts of Manhattan, nothing's gonna happen to you there. Even New York, you probably not, unless you're there like at 3 a.m. If you're there during the day, I mean there are cameras everywhere. Um, and someone was writing it's never as bad as you hear, in my experience. Rafael, in California, you miss the northern lights when you going. Yeah, I've never been able to see the northern lights, but I'll see. I'm confident I'll see them someday. I didn't see snow until I was 17. uh, I didn't see real snow, like a snowing until relatively recently. um, I didn't see the midnight sun until last year, like a real midnight sun. So San Antonio feels fairly safe as well. Yeah, Mark Z. Hammer. Robert could have pulled it off with just his laptop. He could go a cappella for hours. Well, yeah, we could have done that. Yeah, just with the guitar. Michelle K. When was the last time you were in Detroit? Actually, I've heard that Detroit is really coming back. So I do want to go back and check it out. Young Day, Bodega Bay has two campgrounds with RV spaces, West Ridge and both right on the bay. Yeah, but when I was there, they were both full. But yeah, just you have to do some planning. The thing is, I just wanted to park with the RV for a couple hours, and that did not happen. Henry Kosovsky, do you plan on visiting Tewksbury, New Jersey while you're in New Jersey? My grandfather lives there, and it's a very pretty area with lots of farms. Probably not on this street. We're kind of heading west tomorrow, getting closer to Hershey, Pennsylvania for the RV show, but we'll be back. We'll be back. Watch out for the birds in Bodega Bay. Yeah, I know. I saw the movie. I'm still scared. Natalie Driscoll, there are a few spots around us that you can see some kangaroos in the wild. Hopefully, you'll make it here soon so we can show you. Don't tempt me, Natalie, because next year is around the corner. May, you said, was the best month to visit, right? May, was it? If I recall correctly. Michelle K. Shh, travel dreamer. We don't want people coming to our rocking city. I love Detroit so much. Yeah, and I've driven through Detroit, and I really like the architecture. So next time we're gonna, the secret is gonna be out, Michelle. We're gonna tell everybody how great Detroit is. Gypsy Queen, thank you so much for that super chat. Have you been to Leavenworth, Washington? Not yet, but I've seen pictures, and I see it's like a German town. That's what I remember, and we're gonna go. The next time we go to the Pacific Northwest, definitely stopping there. Henry Kosovsky, I've been subscribed ever since old Kia. That's a long time. There's a huge fifth wheel coming into the campground, and whenever they come that way, I'm gonna show you on this camera here. This is the live image outside our rig right now. Ah. Dean Bowie. Hey Robert, I like how you're determined not only to visit the popular states but also visit the dirt poor states like Mississippi and Alabama that nobody goes to. I love you traveling everywhere. We've been to Mississippi. Actually, Mississippi is, along with Delaware, probably the one that we've done the least. But we did do the Natchez Trail, and Alabama. I used to not like Alabama because of early experiences, but now I love Alabama, especially the north. And I mean, Mobile is a great town, and the Gulf Coast, it's beautiful. But then you have Huntsville. Huntsville is such a great town. You have the space center there, and then you're in the foothills of the Appalachians. You have Montesano State Park. Great food in. Although April is good too, Natalie. April, let's plan for April. Let's see. Let's see if I have enough miles on my airline card. And Detroit even has a Cuban restaurant. There you go. We have to go back. Henry Kosovsky, do you know who your very first subscriber was? Probably Ili. um, I don't know. I don't know who my first subscriber was. I know we were down there in like under 1,000 for a few years, and then it started 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, and that's when I decided, let's quit my job and this is going somewhere. This kind of stuff doesn't happen to someone like me twice in a lifetime, so let's do it. Young Dave, I saw lots of kangaroos when I was in Australia. Unfortunately, most of them were roadkill. Oh, that sucks. Lucky dog, I know this is my third time, and we've done Durango and Silverton about 7 times. We're gonna do that soon too, and do the railroad. Robert, it looks like a storm is coming by you. It looks, according to the weather forecast, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So, but I don't know. I don't think it's a storm. It's just cloudy. This morning was very foggy, actually. So yeah, I don't know. Actually, it looks rather nice. It might be a beautiful sunset. Hold on, there. Hey, Rob, be sure to visit Canoe Lake Park in New Hampshire. Uh, well, we might be coming back around this time next year, so maybe a little earlier. I want to finally be able to do New Brunswick, Bay of Fundy, and all that. Maybe even the Trans Canada. So we'll see. Matthew Clapperton, hello from Toronto, Canada. Are you planning to make your way to Ontario soon? Actually, I was doing flying solo, but just did the Niagara Falls in Ontario for 2 days, just a couple of days ago. Jim Foster, I'm sure Natalie Driscoll can find a camper van with a toilet that works. I'm sure she will. You know what I would like if I get a cassette toilet, I would love to get a second cassette, right? So when the cassette toilet fills up, I don't have to rush to somewhere so I can dump it. I just swap them, and I have another 4.6 gallons, 20 liters. That's what a cassette toilet is. Oh, there you go. That's the new fifth wheel coming in. Lots of fifth wheels here. I'm trying to read here. British Hummer has been rubbish. Don't tell Greg. We want to go back to Great Britain. What was your first ever video on your YouTube channel? On this YouTube channel, it just was a tour of Miami with some even some older footage. I was just in Miami. On my other channel, it was New Year's Eve 2006 to 2007. That was on the music YouTube channel. Next year, you need to have a meetup in New Hampshire. Fiona wants to meet you. Absolutely, Natalie. I mean, darling. Um yeah, as we're coming up to New Brunswick, we're definitely gonna hit New Hampshire. You know what? I have to go back to New Hampshire because I went to the. You guys have like the greatest, cheapest liquor stores, and I have a $25 gift card that I can only use if I go back to New Hampshire. So yeah, definitely going back next year. Have you been doing any meetups? Not really, Michelle. It's been a kind of a whirlwind trip. I was thinking of doing a meetup in Boston. I've met with viewers individually here and there, and with friends, but we haven't done a big meetup. The big meetup is probably gonna be at Drugs on Thursday. Uh, Actually, 6 days from today. Why states like Oklahoma or Arkansas look so unpleasant? Indian territories, maybe Tulsa City, for example, looks empty and poor. I haven't been to Tulsa. I've been to Oklahoma City, and I liked it. Um, and and Arkansas, yeah, Little Rock has its rough spots, but Little Rock is not a bad town. And I think that some of these states, like Arkansas, it's is the nature, man. The nature, Arkansas, the Ozarks, which I haven't been to yet, but uh, there's that hot springs area. Um, my point is, there's something positive and beautiful to find everywhere. And yeah, there are less populated space. They're mostly agricultural states. It is what it is. Not everybody can be Utah or California when it comes to natural beauty. Uh, and in that sense, I'm more interested in natural beauty. And when it comes to big cities, where are you off to next, Robert? Says Greg Graham. Well, we're going to the Hershey RV show. Actually, we're kind of winding down all the traveling for this year. Hershey show, and then we're kind of heading back south. Maintenance on the truck. We have a wedding in Georgia, and then back to Florida. And we're gonna stay in Florida for the rest of the year. We might do some touring in Florida, like the Keys and all that. But do you ever get together with the band you used to play with? I've gotten together with a couple of the musicians, but yeah, it's been a while since I hang out with Guy, the bass player, which at some point used to be one of my best friends. Um, I got to hang out with Rudy, the timbal player, the drummer, not too long ago. But yeah, we don't really get to spend time with each other as much. We want to do fall colors in Hot Springs next month. Hopefully, fall colors will be great in that area. Yeah. Lucky Duck Productions moderator, thanks for all the birthday wishes. I'm 70, but looks younger in my mind. Now my body feels much older. Well, it's the mind that matters, Sue. And as long as we're young in the mind, and you know that's what matters. Miss Amanda J, you have such positive attitude about life and travel and people. It really is inspiring and so uplifting to watch. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad. Uh, and yeah, I always try to find the best and the positive everywhere. And there's always something positive, something best, and generally the people are what make a place, right? Robert, what state do you have the most YouTube friends? Probably Ohio. I don't know. Where was it that we met a lot of people knew us? I mean, that we found a lot of people who.
Texas?
No, recently. Was it Massachusetts? I mean, a lot of people like. But I know I have a lot of people in Ohio for some reason. I don't know why. Um, in Michigan too, in the Midwest. Sorry. Yeah, there was a place we were recently that like five people. We were walking down the street and five people were like, "Hey, you're traveling, Robert?" Yeah, I am. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, yeah. Traveling original band. I would like to see a reunion concert. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but it would be cool. Yeah. Michelle K. Robert, do you think starting out will you be this popular? I mean, you always hope for success, right? When you start doing something, but not really. I didn't think it was gonna be this, and that our life was gonna be this, like the change that it giving to our lives. We're basically um, working. I'm basically working for myself. I'm my own boss, and we get all this freedom to travel to different places. I've probably said yes to too many things lately, which I'm gonna try to like slow down on those. Probably Cold State would have more time indoors to watch. Probably any changes in the Arizona camp. At some point, we have to get out there and build the sewer and all that. Hopefully, January, February. Red Jaguar, traveling Robert, Ohio is one of the top states that have the most RV YouTubers. There you go. Probably that's why. Um, hey, Lily Strain just got here. Just wanted to tell you and Lily to have a good time in Hershey. Norok. All right. We look for some cherry vodka. Maria De Carli would like to hear your love story, how you and Lily met. We met in Miami High, in high school. We were the English class, and the teacher, I had, I was just arrived from Cuba, not speaking much English. I was like, you know what, and she was supposed to tutor me on Charles Dickens, and the rest is history. Daniel Ruiz, we're going to Santa Fe in a few weeks. Any restaurant recommendations? I loved Casa Cena, but I believe it is temporarily closed. That's the one that I would recommend that I loved. Uh, Remin Passion. We had a lot of jeeps here in the Philippines. An accidental part of history. Oh yeah, that jeep in the thumbnail. That's a jeep I rented. We rented at Martha's Vineyard. But I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. I'm Jeep curious. It's not like I'm gonna buy, I wanna find out the difference between the Rubicon and the Wrangler and the Willys and the capabilities. But ever since I went to Utah the last time, um, I'm Jeep curious, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Jen and Will so wish we could make the meetup at Troix this year, but Hershey is 2 hours away, and these dang kids need to be picked from school. I'm sorry about that, but for those of you who's not, don't tell Troix is an official meetup. I'm gonna happen to be at Troix at 5 p.m. on Thursday, an IPA. Bob Leach, what are you most interested in seeing at the Hershey show? You'll be surprised, fellow YouTubers and viewers. There's not a whole lot new. I don't think. I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot new. It's still a great show. I mean, I still love going in and out of all these different RVs, and I don't know. Maybe there's the greatest innovation in RVing is gonna be there, but that's not what I'm there for. Um, I'm there for networking, basically. Yeah, meeting you guys, meeting manufacturers, meeting fellow content creators, and Robert, any good fried chicken on this trip? Nope, not the food of the Northeast for sure. Rita Diodato, how disappointed were you with the camper van you rented in Spain? I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be like the greatest thing. I was disappointed on the how run down and worn out and so many things that were defective with it. I knew what to expect. I knew exactly what I was getting into, but I expected for everything to work, to have, but mosquito screens in all the doors, and for the ones that we had to work properly, which some of them didn't. Uh,
It needs to be clean inside.
and yeah, I was hoping for it to be clean, and yeah. Hey Barb, good evening. Journey isn't so little anymore. She started kindergarten on Wednesday. I saw the pictures on Facebook. Yes. Incredible, huh? Time flies. Time flies, Barb. Kenneth Reader, hello from. I moved from Palm Desert, California to Redlands, California. Palm Desert is a cool town. I like how they have landscaped the deserts, and now it's. I think we're gonna go a couple of minutes over time here. Advise the affiliates. We're going a few minutes over time here. Vagando everywhere por todos lados. LOL. You want a car that will make you poor and hate your life sometimes? Buy a Jeep. I don't know. My friend Greg seems to love it, so I don't know. Maria de Carli, thank you for sharing your love story. No, you're welcome. Uh, Hello, Robert. How many miles do you do yearly on average? About 30 to 40, I'd say. Depends on the year. The Alaska year was a record year, I'm sure. I discovered Greg Graham. I discovered Robert years ago. I think it was on Amazon. First time I saw someone doing great road trips with a caravan and loved the videos so much. I followed Robert ever since. Yeah, I wish I could still put my videos on Amazon, but they changed their policy. Did you make it to Slow's barbecue? No, we didn't. Jeepers creepers. That's going slow on a Jeep. I'm thinking Jeep not to tow. I'm thinking Jeep if I ever get a small class C, and I don't plan to tow a Jeep every time. But for certain trips, I might want to tow a Jeep behind, like if I go to Utah, for example. It's a car it has its purpose, right? To go off road. So I'm gonna get one with the big tires and the compressor, so I can lower the tire pressure and go to places where you don't get to go on a regular car. But I'm not made of money, and that's kind of like a dream still. I might get one at some point, but what do you think of old style polished aluminum RVs? How convenient are for today? I mean, people have airstreams everywhere, and they seem to love them. I like airstreams. I really like airstreams. I've never had one, but I like the fact that they don't have a slide. That it is what it is, and they seem to last forever. Anyway, I'm gonna start wrapping this one up, guys. We can go another hour. Hannah's home. Yeah, another hour. I don't know. I'm kind of out of beer, and my mom won't let me have a second beer on the live stream. Luckily, I got these big ones. This is like what? How many ounces? It's 6.5 alcohol. This is the large one. We're officially out of beer. I'm gonna look for my guitar. Actually, I'm just gonna do a cappella today. So anyway, the RVD says last call for alcohol. Got any wine? Says Mission. I think that they should just call last call. But anyway, Christopher, see you all. See you next time. Thank you, Christopher, and see you next time too. Live stream marathon. More tools you see. Most tows you see being towed are jeeps. Must be easy to tow. Yeah, I think it's easy to tow for four wheels down. And anyway, stay tuned for this Sunday, 7 a.m. We're gonna premiere the Toledo video. Toledo. I feel like singing in a bar in Toledo, across from the depot. But in the case of Toledo, Spain, it's pronounced Toledo. So there you go. I think it's gonna be a good video. It's the beginning of our camper van trip, where I'm gonna tell you, our initial thoughts about the camper van and all that. So, Ed in Ohio, this went fast. Have an amazing weekend, Natalie Driscoll. Have a good weekend. Thank you very much. The RV DJ, Darlene Barcelo, Greg Graham, Maxine Oliver, Leslie Evans, and I'm writing. Good night, everyone, from Central California, formerly the city of brotherly love. Oh man, I wish I could stay here forever. Riding in my RV wherever I want to be, because I'm free in my RV. Have a great weekend. And next weekend, where are we gonna? Where in the world is traveling Robert? You might ask. Where are we gonna be next weekend?
Hershey.
Oh, that's right, Hershey. Next Friday, I'm gonna broadcast from the boondocking section of the Hershey RV show. See you then. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Fall is coming.